Hey guys, welcome to another video of MaxiBlog, and today I'll be talking about the 5 biggest issues around autism. Now I don't mean autism itself, it's in the condition, but I mean 5 biggest issues that make it hard for somebody with autism. So number 1, the lack of understanding. I don't feel that we're taught enough about autism, whether that's in schools or work environment. I don't feel that we're taught enough about autism or any learning condition whatsoever. I remember being a child, and if someone was different, it would be that they're weird or they're not normal, and what is normal? So as children we're already kind of picking up that people are different, but we're not knowing why. And I think if we knew why, we would then be able to take that growing up and that advice and learn a lot more from an early age and be able to put that skill into action. Number 2, and I talked about this last week, schools I think is a big issue with autism. I think there's a lack of understanding at schools. I think there's not a lot that schools are doing for autism, and I think there's a lot more that they could be doing. Don't get me wrong, there's some great schools out there, so I don't want to just give off the image that every school is rubbish, every school is bad, but I feel that a lot more schools can do a lot more for autism and again any learning condition out there. I know that they start to offer these units, and I think at mainstream schools the units to me seem a bit redundant, because personally I felt that they only wanted to keep the children that was doing it good in classes, that would go into classes, and the children that were finding it hard, like myself, would be ushered out very quickly and sent to another school. So I feel that mainstream schools put too much pressure on these units to get these kids to do well on a paper format, rather than analysing the student, getting to know them and seeing what works for them versus what doesn't. Number 3, work. Now I have to say every workplace I've been at, they've been very supportive, very good. However, it still doesn't change the fact that there's only 16% of people in full-time work with autism. And the sad thing is government don't keep track of that number, the National Autistic Society do. So that hasn't changed for 10 years, that number. A lot of percentage of employers actually admitted that they wouldn't hire someone with autism because they didn't know how to support them. So my question to that is, why would any workplace just say that, and not try, hire someone, see how it works, like my workplaces did for me. Hire someone with autism and see how you could support them, instead of just shrugging off the issue like every employer seems to be doing. That leads me back on to point number 4, which is stereotyping. A lot of people hear the word autism and they panic, and they start to think of all these stupid conclusions, like he's not going to be able to look people in the eye, he's not going to be able to interact with people, he's not going to be able to pick up the phone, he's not going to be able to socialise with people. That necessarily might not be. I'm quite a verbal person, I can communicate with people, I can look people in the eye. I have my own issues that I work on. That doesn't mean I would be incapable of doing that job. Stereotyping autism, instead of just getting to know the individual and learning more about them as an individual, instead of just looking at them going, autism, that means you can't do this, X, Y and Z. To me, that's not a really great way of embracing someone. And number 5, and I think this is probably the biggest issue, is diagnosis. It is so hard to get diagnosed with autism because it's not visible. It's very hard to diagnose, and doctors find it very hard to. And it's very frustrating with parents, because parents will know or have a really strong gut feeling that that's what their child has got, and getting that diagnosis can be so hard, because with that diagnosis it helps you. It really helps you come to peace that that's what your child has got, and it then can be put into place of ways to help them. And again, with schools and work, a statement or a diagnosis can really help you when it comes to, especially with schools, a statement can really help you. You give that to the school and they can start putting things in place. But without that, you can say, I think they've got this, or I think they've got that. And it's very hard for you and a school to be able to do something, because it's not concrete, it's not evidence, here you go, black and white. So those for me are the 5 biggest issues with autism. And the ways that we can work on them and improve them is, work need to start hiring more people, schools need to stop excluding people. People need to be more open-minded when it comes to stereotyping, just embrace them and not think about what comes with it. Just take them at face value. Diagnosis, I think there needs to be more of a in-place structure, more of a concrete system, and more of a, not just one appointment and it's like, no, you haven't got it. Just needs to be more supportive basis there for people. And it's the same with lack of understanding. Schools should be teaching more about learning conditions, mental health. They teach us things about the human body and how many chromosomes we've got, how many bones we've got. So people need to start learning more about mental health and learning conditions, in my opinion. Guys, tell me what you think down below. Comment if any of those resonated with you. And guys, thank you for watching. Take care. Goodbye for now.